And here's the thing, man. Most protein, even the good stuff, not enough leucine to fully activate MTOR. You need a direct hit to unlock those gains.
So we're missing out if we're not getting enough leucine.
Check this out. Nagoya University, Japan, they did this experiment, right? Gave athletes just 3 grams of leucine after training.
3 grams.
But boom, their muscle protein synthesis, it shot up 33%.
33%, that's huge. So hitting that leucine threshold, that's the key.
It's the difference between like baby steps and a total transformation.
This is wild. We're talking about controlling our biology, optimizing for peak performance.
This is the knowledge, man, that separates the trainees from the dominators.
Okay, so BCAAs, they build muscle, burn fat, but what about when we're trying to get lean? Don't we need a calorie deficit to lose fat? Wouldn't that mess with muscle building?
Now things get really interesting. There's this myth out there that you can't build muscle and lose fat at the same time. You gotta pick one.
Yeah, I've heard that. The dreaded bulk and cut cycle.
It's a lie, man, designed to keep you stuck. The truth is, you can have both. Lean and muscular, a masterpiece physique.
Okay, I'm all ears. How do we crack this code?
BCAAs, they're the key. They're like a shield, protecting your muscle while you're torching fat.
Intrigued. Tell me more. How do they do that?
It's a 3-pronged attack, a strategic strike on fat while keeping your muscles safe.
3 prongs, huh? Lay it on me.
First, leucine, our MTOR activator. During a calorie deficit, when your body wants to eat muscle for energy, leucine steps in and says, not a chance, we're building over here.
So it's like a bodyguard for our muscles.
Exactly. Then isoleucine, this metabolic ninja, it triggers something called PPAR, which controls your genes.
Gene control, this is getting intense.
Isoleucine, it flips the switch on your fat-burning genes, telling your body, hey, use that stored fat for energy.
So we're not just protecting muscle, we're actively burning fat too.
Mm-hmm.
What about the third prong? What's valine doing?
Valine, the unsung hero, it keeps your energy steady by balancing your glucose. No energy crashes, no cravings to mess up your fat loss.
Building muscle, burning fat, steady energy, all thanks to BCAAs.
Science backs it up. 2019, University of São Paulo, they put athletes on a calorie-restricted diet. Half got BCAAs, half didn't. The results, boom.
I bet the BCAA group, they crushed it.
The BCAA group, they lost 2.2 times more fat and kept all their muscle. Proof that you don't gotta sacrifice muscle to get lean.
This changes everything. It's like we're rewriting the rules of fat loss.
It's about understanding BCAAs, how they optimize your metabolism, creating the perfect environment for muscle growth and fat loss to happen together.
Okay, we've got muscle building, fat burning, but what about fasting? Does that throw a wrench in things? Can we still take BCAAs while fasting?
The ultimate showdown. BCAAs versus fasting. It's a question that has sparked countless debates in the world of performance optimization.
Let's get to the bottom of it.
First, what do we mean by fasting? A true fast, 0 calories, no insulin spikes, nothing triggering digestion.
Okay, so total metabolic shutdown. Got it.
Now, BCAAs, they do have a tiny bit of calories, like 4 per gram.
Oh, does that mean they break a fast?
Technically, yes. But here's the thing. Leucine, with its muscle-building magic, it still triggers MTOR, and the insulin response, minimal.
So not a total metabolic disruption.
Think of it this way. Fasting, it's like a stealth mission, your body sneaking in to burn fat. BCAAs, they're like sending in reinforcements, helpful but not exactly silent.
Okay, I get that. So if you want pure autophagy, that cellular cleansing, BCAAs might not be ideal.
But if you're after muscle and fat burning during a fast, BCAAs can be a strategic advantage.
Interesting. So it all comes down to our goals.
And research backs this up. 2018, McMaster University in Canada, they looked at BCAAs during fasted workouts with athletes.
Tell me more. What did they find?
Results were impressive. The BCAA group, they lost 18% more fat than the placebo group, and their strength didn't budge.
18%, that's huge. So BCAAs can really level up fasted training.
It's about maximizing results, pushing the limits of what your physique can achieve.
Speaking of pushing limits, I've heard rumors about Hollywood actors using BCAAs while fasting to get those shredded physiques. Is there any truth to that?
Absolutely. It's an open secret in Hollywood. Hugh Jackman, for example, fasted training with BCAAs to transform into Wolverine. Maximum fat burn, 0 muscle loss.
Wow, talk about a real-world example of the power of BCAAs. It's amazing to see how this knowledge is being used to achieve those peak physiques we see on the big screen.
It's a testament to the fact that these strategies aren't just theory, they're applicable in the real world, and they can yield incredible results.
This is all so fascinating. We've covered muscle building, fat loss, even fasting. BCAAs are starting to sound like a metabolic Swiss Army knife at this point.
But we haven't even scratched the surface yet, man. Wait till we dive into their impact on your brain.
Wait, what? BCAAs affect our brains too. This is getting wild.
Get ready to have your mind blown, because BCAAs aren't just about building a better body, they're about upgrading your entire cognitive operating system.
Okay, I'm ready for that upgrade. Tell me, how do BCAAs actually get into our brains and do their thing?
Your brain, man, it's a battleground. Focus versus fatigue, clarity versus confusion. It's all about neurochemicals, those messengers controlling your thoughts, your feelings, your actions.
Neurotransmitters, right? They're like the signals in our brains.
Exactly. And BCAAs, they keep those neurotransmitters balanced. Make sure your brain is running at peak performance.
Okay, but you said battleground. What are we battling?
Think of it this way. Hard workouts, stress, even daily life, they drain your BCAAs, creates an imbalance. And when those BCAAs are low, certain neurotransmitters like tryptophan, they sneak into your brain and, man, they can mess things up.
Tryptophan, like the stuff in turkey that makes you sleepy after Thanksgiving.
Bingo. Tryptophan turns into serotonin, the relaxation, sleepy time neurotransmitter. Serotonin's great for sleep, but too much during the day. Mental fatigue, no motivation, brain fog.
So it's like a tug of war in our brains. We need the right balance to stay sharp.
Exactly. And BCAAs, they're your secret weapon. Keep those BCAA levels up, you block that tryptophan invasion, keep your brain alert, energized, ready for anything.
So BCAAs are like the brain's bouncers, keeping the wrong stuff out. This is fascinating.
Yeah.
But what specific neurotransmitters are we talking about? How do they actually make our brains work better?
Let's start with glutamate. Remember mTOR, the muscle growth switch? Well, glutamate, it's kind of like mTOR for the brain. The main excitatory neurotransmitter, the one responsible for learning, memory, all that good stuff.
So glutamate is like the gas pedal for our brain.
You got it. But just like a car, you need brakes too, right? That's where GABA comes in.
GABA, the chill-out neurotransmitter.
Exactly. GABA, it's the main inhibitory neurotransmitter. Relaxation, less anxiety, keeping things balanced.
So glutamate to go, GABA to slow down. We need both. How do BCAAs affect that balance?
BCAAs, specifically isoleucine, they've been shown to control glutamate, prevent too much excitation, keep you focused and calm. It's like fine-tuning your brain, man.
Isoleucine, the brain tuner.
Precisely. And there's even some evidence that BCAAs might boost GABA indirectly, helping your brain handle stress and stay balanced.
This is amazing. So BCAAs aren't just about building a better body, they're about building a stronger, more resilient mind.
Total neurochemical domination, man. Your brain becomes an unstoppable force.
Okay, all this neurochemistry talk is blowing my mind, but does science actually back this up? Any studies showing real-world benefits?
Oh, tons. Researchers have been studying this for years. For example, back in 2011, Stockholm University, they had endurance athletes do a tough mental task. Some got BCAAs, some got a placebo.
And what happened? Did the BCAAs make a difference?
Big time. The BCAA group, their mental performance was way better, less perceived exertion, faster reaction times, better decision-making, even when they were exhausted.
Wow, so BCAAs kept their brains sharp, even when their bodies were tired.
It's proof, man, that BCAAs fuel your mind as much as your muscles.
This is incredible. What about mood and emotions? Do BCAAs affect those too?
Great question. And the answer is yes. Research is still early, but there's evidence suggesting that BCAAs can help regulate mood, especially when you're stressed.
Interesting. Tell me more. How can BCAAs help with stress?
Remember tryptophan, the serotonin precursor. When you're low on BCAAs, it sneaks into your brain. And serotonin plays a big role in your mood.
Right. Serotonin, the happy neurotransmitter.
Exactly. Keeping those BCAA levels up can prevent those serotonin dips that lead to mood swings, irritability, that overwhelmed feeling.
So BCAAs help keep our mood stable, like an emotional shield.
Think of it as building resilience from the inside out, fortifying your mind against the stress of life.
This is so empowering. We're not just talking about supplements. We're talking about a whole new approach to mental and emotional well-being.
It's about understanding how our biology, our minds, and our environment all connect. And knowing that we can influence those systems, optimize our inner state for peak performance in every area of life.
This is a game changer. We're going beyond conventional thinking, embracing a holistic approach to human optimization.
And BCAAs, they're leading the way. Not just a supplement, they're a gateway to a new era of human potential.
Okay, I'm all in on this total neurochemical domination. But before we get too carried away, I'm sure many of our listeners are wondering, are there any downsides to BCAAs? Any risks we should know about?
Excellent question, and one we should definitely address. Like any powerful tool, BCAAs should be used responsibly. You got to understand their potential effects.
So responsible supplementation is key. What about side effects? Are there any risks with taking BCAAs?
For most people, BCAAs are safe when taken as recommended. But some folks might experience mild stuff like nausea, fatigue, maybe some digestive issues, especially at high doses or if they're sensitive.
So start low, see how your body reacts.
Exactly. And if anything feels off or doesn't go away, stop taking them and talk to your doctor.
Right. Better safe than sorry. Anything else to keep in mind?
One last thing. BCAAs aren't a magic bullet. They're a tool. They work best alongside a healthy diet, regular exercise, stress management, and good sleep.
Right. It's about creating a system of healthy habits.
Exactly. BCAAs are the conductor, but you need all the instruments playing together to make beautiful music.
Okay, I'm really starting to understand the depth of this. It's not just popping a pill, it's a lifestyle shift, a commitment to becoming the best version of ourselves.
It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your own biology, to become the architect of your own mental and physical reality.
This is so inspiring. So if someone is listening to this right now and they're thinking, I'm ready for this, I want to experience this total neurochemical domination, what's the first step?
First step is awareness, man. Tune into your neurochemistry. Notice how your mood, focus, and energy change throughout the day. What triggers throw your brain off?
Become a neurochemical detective. Right. Observing those patterns.
Exactly. You'll be surprised how much control you actually have.
Okay, awareness, got it. What's next?
Experimentation. Start adding BCAAs to your routine. See how they affect you. Play with the dosage, the timing, try different combinations.
So it's about finding what works best for each person.
Precisely. Every brain is unique. What works for one person might not work for another. It's a personal journey.
Okay, awareness, experimentation. What else?
Consistency, man. That's where most people trip up. Trying something once or twice won't cut it. You gotta make these strategies part of your daily life.
It's about building those healthy habits, the rituals that keep our brains and bodies running smoothly.
You got it. It's like training for a marathon. You can't run 26 miles on day one. You build up slowly, consistently pushing yourself further.
I like that. So total neurochemical domination, it's not a finish line, it's a journey.
It's an ongoing process, a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, mentally and physically.
This is so motivating. It's like we're not just talking about supplements, we're talking about a whole new way of life, a new way of being.
And that's what makes it so exciting. We're at the beginning of something huge, an era where we can shape our own neurochemical destinies.
And BCAAs, they're one of the most powerful tools we have. They unlock incredible potential, but the real power, it comes from within. We've gone deep, man, into the world of BCAAs, uncovered secrets most people don't even know exist. But there's one last piece, one thing that'll determine if you just know this stuff or if you actually live it.
It's the bridge, man, from knowing to doing. Taking all this knowledge and making it part of your life, your habits, your rituals, everything. It's about reaching a whole new level.
It's about taking control, shaping your brain and body, becoming unstoppable.
Yeah, and it starts with a simple but powerful change in your mindset. You're not just along for the ride, you're in control. You're the conductor, the composer, the one calling the shots.
So how do we step into that role, that power? What do we actually do to make this knowledge work for us?
Awareness, man, that's the foundation. Pay attention to how you feel inside, your mood, your focus, your energy, how they change throughout the day. What thoughts, what emotions, what situations mess with your brain chemistry.
Like becoming a detective at our own minds.
Exactly. The more aware you are, the more you'll realize you can actually influence these things. You're not just a slave to your biology. You can choose, you can direct, you can optimize.
This is powerful stuff. It's like taking back control of our own minds and bodies.
And as you get more aware, you'll naturally start to experiment. Try different things to optimize your brain chemistry, like changing your diet, tweaking your workouts, maybe adding some mindfulness practices.
So we become scientists of ourselves, testing, observing, figuring out what works best.
You got it. And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. What works for your buddy might not work for you. It's a journey of self-discovery, man.
It's about finding our own personal formula, the perfect recipe for our own brains and bodies.
Exactly. Yeah. And as you find what works, consistency is key. Just trying something once or twice won't do it. You got to make these things part of your daily routine.
It's about building habits, those automatic actions that keep our brains and bodies running at their best.
Exactly. Think of it like training for a marathon. You can't just go out and run 26 miles on day one. You got to build up slowly, day after day.
I love that analogy. So this total neurochemical domination, It's not a destination, it's a journey.
It's a constant process, a commitment to becoming the best possible version of yourself, mind, and body.
This is so inspiring. It's more than just supplements, it's a whole new way of living, a new way of being in the world.
And that's what makes it so exciting. We're on the edge of something big, an era where we can shape our own destinies at the deepest level.
And BCAAs, they're one of the most powerful tools we have. They can unlock so much potential, but the real power, it comes from within each of us.
It all starts with you, man.
So to everyone listening, I challenge you, don't just listen to this and forget it. Go out there, experiment, explore, figure out what works for you.
Become the master of your own brain chemistry.
That's it for today's deep dive into BCAAs and their power to change our bodies and minds. We've gone from the cells to the brain, uncovered secrets most people will never know.
Remember, you're not limited by the old ways of thinking. You can achieve things people never thought possible.
Keep exploring, keep learning, keep pushing your limits. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep diving deep.